want to do when you're talking to a friend is you want to get the conversation into an ease, into a flow where you feel, you know how you feel the conversation sort of settle into, you kind of both laughed about something and there's just kind of a flow going back and forth. I don't know if you picked up. I mean, I was trying to find things to be somewhat humorous about. Like, what are you doing with all that free time now?
Right.
That was a little bit of a trick question because I wanted to know how busy was she, you know? And I think a real easy in with a friend, if you know something about them, like say they're a lawyer, do you ever keep your ear to the ground for opportunities outside of the law? Or that tells you sort of how open they are to things like that, you know.
And then, I like, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, all I was going to say is that I had confidence when she told me, you know, I don't want to do another business right now. Listen, chocolate is magic. It's like the magic door opener.
Yeah, don't even let that discourage you.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and I think if you listen to what Valia said, and I remember this from the day I invited her when she said, "Oh, I'm going to start my own." That was such a light bulb moment for me that, oh yeah, you think you're going to start your own, but you haven't seen what I have yet.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that to her.
Right.
But that's such a clear
and
sign
don't
to
say
me
that to someone
right.
like me.
That
Or I won't come.
And in a sense, you know, really in your back pocket, what you are offering this person is a business of their own.
Right.
They're going to start their own. This will enable them to use all of their creativity, all of their smarts, everything that, you know, people that are goers and doers get fulfilled by doing can be fulfilled right here. And the advantage is you don't have to go do R&D. You don't have to open a warehouse. You don't have to pay for a building. Company does all that icky stuff for you, and you just get to be the creative person and plug into the system and, you know, enjoy the benefits of opening your yap.
Well, and when you're dealing with someone that is a high producer or someone who wants to start their own business or a D personality, as I've described it before, or red, if you're doing the color system, you are just fine to downplay it to them. If they're like, I'm going to start this myself, this is what I say to some of these people. You know what? I know you're going to do your own thing. I know you wouldn't then even be interested in the company. I just want you to check out the product because I think you would love it. It's fantastic. It tastes great, and we're going to have a good time together. You take it away from them. Take the pressure off. Get them there. They'll decide for themselves once they see it. It's a no-brainer. They'll make a decision right there. You know? And if they don't make it right there, it'll be in the next couple days and they'll be in and you won't have to be calling them. They'll be calling you and signing up. That's how that type of person operates. And so you need to make sure that you don't you tell them, oh, I know you're going to do your own business. Or, Laura didn't say that, but that's something you can say. But, you know, you just got to come and try this product. It's fantastic. I've got a lot of people that just eat it.
So when you're inviting them then to lunch, you're inviting them to the luncheon, and do you tell?
No, I might just be inviting them out to lunch.
Well, that's my question. Is do you just?
I would talk. I would find out more about what's going on in their life. I would allow them to ask me questions because there's always going to be an opening. And when you have the chocolate there,
and Laura didn't tell me.
Oh, she didn't.
She didn't tell me. I called her back and said, "What is it?" And she said, "It's chocolate."
What did I tell you? Okay. I told you it was lunch at Larry King's.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. She says, "Lunch at Larry King's. Come with me tomorrow at 12."
This was a crazy thing because
and I called her back and I said, "What is it?"
Yeah, So wanted me to bring people to Larry King's house, and he's like, "I don't know if that's a selling feature in your mind, but I'll tell you it is." And I was like, "Really? I don't know, buddy."
It was for
us.
So
and
when
I
she
think
stopped doing it, it was like.
I think it's huge for a lot of people, but I guess my point was that I really was just doing what Jared told me to do. Tell them it's Larry King's and they'll want to come. And
I did.
And they did.
I wish we didn't have an insurance issue now, but that's what their insurance people are just saying. You can't have just random people in there because what if they fall? You know?
Yeah, there's a lot of... Okay, so that would be a friend. What about a neighbor?
Okay, can we go back to the friend real quick? Knock that off. Okay, I've got a kid I grew up with. I haven't seen or heard from him, let's say, 30 years.
Don't call him and tell him about chocolate. Call him up, ask him about his life, learn about what's going on, engage him, really become his friend again.
But why call him? What's my excuse for calling him up?
Yeah, I thought about you. You know, it's been a long time. I just, you know, what are you up to? You just crossed my mind. And be genuine. And really, see, the benefit of this is you get a friend back. You know, and so that in and of itself is a fantastic thing. when you do that, when you reconnect with people on a real level, they don't feel an agenda, it reestablishes trust. And you really do want to do that. Put Shisai over here for a minute and understand, I'm just widening my circle of people that I'm in touch with. He's going to tell you stuff. He's going to tell you about his life. What do friends talk about? Family, vacation, money, work, kid, whatever, So he's going to bring something up where you can see that it would serve them. So you have a friend that loves fishing, oh, well, I'm retired now, I love fishing. Oh, really? What kind of boat do you have? I have a boat. Oh, what kind of boat would you like to have? And so then, you just kind of, you get them thinking like that, and then I wouldn't say
What kind of boat do
anything.
I have?
Do you want to know my boat? Let's go out on my boat this weekend. Got chocolate in it.
Big fish in my
I'm just kind of giving you an example.
Okay, so a great example of this whole process that we're going through right now is that I heard that exact same training that Paul just gave at the last event in Park City. What was it? I don't even know if there's an official term to it. It was the peanut butter launch, right?
Oh, it wasn't a learn to earn. It was a peanut butter launch, but
Yeah.
we did a training day.
And the learn to earn is coming up, and so I think a lot of these things will be covered in the
they
learn
will.
to earn, which will be really powerful. But I just think it's interesting that, when you call this friend, what do you think he's going to say? When you say, hey, let's get together and have lunch, or hey, does he live far away?
Delta.
So you're going to say, hey, let's get together for lunch, or what are you going to say?
Didn't know. I just barely thought of him.
Yeah.
So that's it right there. And I so believe, again, in being genuine. I think people can read you even when they don't know what they're reading. There's a feeling in them of a comfort or a discomfort based on what you say to them if you're genuine. And so if you just said to him, hey, what's his name?
Terry.
Hey, Terry, I was just thinking about you the other day. I thought I'd give you a call. What have you been up to? And he'll say, hey, we should do lunch sometime. Or, it'll follow a natural course. And I think conversations like that are important to me because then when I go to lunch with them, I can kind of be thinking in the back of my mind, do I even want to work with you? If I haven't seen somebody for 30 years, who knows if I even want to work with them?
Yeah.
Let's be honest, we're interviewing you too. Do you want to be in my organization? I don't know if I want you in it. And, that's just the truth. Some people, you're looking at them going, entrepreneur, probably not your thing, but this is why I love this business, is because I just told my children not to point at people, so I'm doing it.
Oh.
The reason I love this business is because I can sit across the table from anybody. In fact, I haven't found one person yet, and say, okay, probably not the business type, or probably not looking for a business, or you're really happy where you are, but have you tried this product?
Yeah.
Because if you're a go-getter and you're running your own business and it's fabulous, you need more energy. I know, I've run businesses. If you have 10 kids, you need more energy. I know, I've had
that's
six.
associate level.
Or business builder.
I sell a lot of business builders a lot actually with just eaters because of the free.
Yeah, if
So-
you look at her organization, there's a lot of eaters that start at business
But
builder.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but circling back around to reconnecting with friends that you haven't. See, it's insulting if you call up. Yeah, I haven't spoken to you for 30 years, and now I'm calling you to tell you I want you in a business.
Right, and that was my concern.
So you don't do that. Reconnect, listen. They'll have a need you can fill, and in a couple of days or so, you can call them back and say, ever since we talked, I've not been able to get you out of my head. Remember when you told me that you and Mary were trying to save for retirement? Were you serious about that, or were you just making a conversation? No, I was serious. Well, I may have a solution for you. Would you have 20 minutes to get together for lunch?
And I find that comes up. This happened to me with someone I wasn't close with at all that I saw at the mall. Mm-hmm. And I just knew her, like from elementary school, and we weren't even friends in high school. And anyway, long story short, I invited her to go to lunch with me. And at that point, she started asking me more questions. And I said, you know what, we should really get together later. And I was able to book that appointment at lunch for the next thing. And that just naturally follows, kind of like Laurie and Paul are saying. And it wasn't offensive or intrusive. It's a natural pattern.
Well, this is a good example of this whole family or friend thing where you haven't spoken in a long time. I was just in Reno. Now, I have a bunch of cousins that live in Reno. They're on my mom's side, And they're good. I mean, they're great people. I love them. I don't see them a lot, you know, but there's a good connection between our families. And they live in Reno, and I'm in and out of there all the time. So I finally just call and say, hey, listen, I really want to see you guys this time. I'm coming in for business and blah, blah, blah. Oh, really? What are you doing? I said, I'm still, you know, in chocolate, because they knew that I had been in chocolate. And so we got together. Oh, no, but I'm sorry. Before this even happened, he just kind of asked me some questions about it. And I would answer it, and then I would just back right off. I wasn't going, you know, it's chocolate and it's healthy, and you really should. I would answer it, and then I would back off. I would let
Change the subject.
I would let him come to me, and I said, "Oh yeah, no, I'm coming in for a meeting. Actually, we've got a doctor that's coming and speaking. This guy wrote a whole big book on healthy chocolate, and he doesn't really have anything to do with our company, but we're excited to listen to him talk." And I let him know about a weight loss thing that we launched and blah blah blah. And finally, he said to me, well, can just like anyone come? I said, sure. I said, would you like to come? Oh, I would love to have you come. But I wasn't the one chasing him, because I did not want to have a thing where it's like, oh, here come our relatives trying to recruit us into chocolate.
And that's how it went with my uncle. They
Yeah.
just kept asking me questions, and I love that. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
So Paul said it better.
And I even had to be very careful, because what happened was they invited all of my other cousins over for a little get-together, and they were asking me questions, and I just wanted to make sure, because you never know where individuals are coming from. And so I wanted to make sure that I would just kind of answer it without tons of, I'm in a meeting, thank you, without tons of effort coming at them. You know what I'm saying? Let them ask you more questions, and interested people will continue to ask.
Attract, not attack.
There you go.
It's so true.
I've been listening to Tim Sales a lot lately,
Uh-huh.
and I think what I've gotten most out of it this time was how to control conversations through questions. If you end in a question, you know, you're controlling the conversation. If you say to them, you were telling me about saving for retirement. Is that something that you're serious about? Yeah. And then you say, I have something that might interest you. If you don't end in a question, they're going to say, well, what is it? You know,
Right.
you have to spell it out. But I think that one of the benefits of this business is, to quite an extent, we can effectively tell them chocolate and keep them coming in the right direction. But there's probably a balance there between not telling them too much.
Well,
so what do you think about
definitely. You don't want to be cryptic. You don't want to have them thinking, what's he hiding from me? And why is he hiding it?
Yeah.
You know,
Always
but
be
when I
gentle.
say, listen, I may have something that could be of interest to you. Would you have 20 minutes where we could maybe get together on Friday? You know, and if they start chasing me, well, what is it? I'll say, well, you know, it has to do with, you know, the wellness industry. But rather than me trying to go into a ton of details, because honestly I'm running and I know you're busy, it's going to be better if I can give you a full picture, and I can do that in 20 minutes at lunch, and then we can also just catch up, which would be fun.
Yeah, it's good.
Does that feel comfortable
What
to
do
you?
you like?
That definitely,
Yeah.
especially if they are pursuing it. I've seen, like in some power calls, where it's just like trying not to say anything for too long. And
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. You can't keep it so close that they think you're hiding something from them, because that's very Amway-ish, to be brutal. You know, and they think, is this Amway?
That's very true. It has to do with a cow.
Yeah.
Has to do with a cow.
Attraction for bookings comes a few different ways, and we've addressed those already, in that one of them is your image. And people don't get how much business I generate from my image, or you would be doing it. And I'm not kidding about that. Ask Kelly when she went with me just to Costco. Ask just even, like, I'm in St. George recruiting for other people, and I have people coming to me. And one of them was a lady at the bank, and I was just sitting there like this on the couch waiting for my aunt to do her transactions. And the secretary to the president of the bank came out, executive secretary, and she was inviting us all to some musical thing that was going to happen in the bank. And then she was asking, what do you do? She asked me. So I just eat and sell healthy chocolate. And it was almost like, now remember, attract, not attack. So what was attracting her to ask